just unboxed the new King's Titan drawers. That's the main frame, and the two drawers are removed before installation. I've got my scales here. So surprisingly, 42.2 for the main frame. I'll weigh the drawers now. 14.9 for the first drawer. And 14.4 for the second one. 71.5 kilos without the wings. So we've got the instructions. We'll have a quick look through these, decide what tools we need, and go and get them. I've got a big slimline battery in the back of my ute. Measurements suggest the drawers will fit. That was measured off the 1300 number when the battery was put in some time ago. Now we get to find out. Well, some modifications required. I think it'll fit with the battery, but there's the bracketry around the battery is a bit too big. So I've just lifted the drawers up over the lip of the battery. That's pretty much as close as we'll get to the battery. And the tailgate's shut. There's not much in it, but it's just enough. So we'll do some modifications to the battery. So there's the problem. So we'll pull that out and maybe do some reshaping or something. And I'll have a play with it and see what we end up with later. Just testing it all before we bolt it down. Plenty of clearance for my big fridge. Process of undoing the tops. And we'll get the tops off these drawers. So I've undone the top of the first drawer. There's sort of hidden or recessed bolts, and then the tops here I've used the drill to undo them. Now I've heard others say you don't need to pull this side off because it's a slide, and that may be true, but I want to drill my holes from the top. So I'll drill once, drill right, once I set the spacing up. So I'm going to pull this out. The other reason I want to do it is because I want to Loctite all my bolts anyway, so I'd have to take them out and do them one at a time anyway. So let's take the lot out so we can Loctite it and get the holes lined up correctly. Right, tops are off both drawers. Put them aside. Hopefully don't lose any of these bolts, and all will be good. So all we're left with at the moment is the frame. In the box I found this one nylock nut. I wasn't sure where it went until now. I then found a bearing, a pair of bearings. Gone through everywhere and I can't find where it went until I slid the fridge slide out. You see a double bearing there, no double bearing there, so that's where it goes. So that's going to be a timely reminder that despite all these rollers being on nylocks, I'm going to pull the whole lot out. And I'm just going to dab a bit of 243 Loctite on them, to make sure, done once, done right. It's going to take a little bit extra time because there's a fair few of them, but like I say, we want it done right. I'm not going to take any chances. Plan on keeping the car for a long time. So I've just undone all these bearings. I've lost a bloody nut. Undone all these bearings so that the nuts weren't meant to come off, but so they're on the edge. I've done all the ones that size. There are 13 mil, and there's some a few larger ones here. So I'll do them after I Loctite these ones up. Now, one thing you need to be careful of working around these edges is that, you know, they're mass-produced drawers, so they're going to have sharp edges on them. They can be razor sharp, so it's something to be wary of on the edges. They're all a little bit rounded here, but they are sharp. So just in the end of the nut where the nylock goes. Loctite 243, it's a mid-strength, and I'll do them up. Those 13 mil ones, it's taken me one run. It's over 30 degrees, so now I'm just going to do the fridge slide ones. It's that odd here, I've decided I need a Great Northern instead of a rum. I really need a thirst quencher, and water won't cut it. Talking about the sharp edges on the drawers, it got me thinking while I was doing those last set of bearings and the nuts and bolts about should I grind the edges off. And then I got to thinking, geez, if I'm going to grind the edges off and put it on video, should I bloody wear all this safety gear? I mean, glasses are a must when you're grinding, no question, but I thought, should I put on other safety gear? I thought, this is what's wrong with the world. There's no natural selection. Not that I wish harm or death upon anybody, but you know, I found the sharp edges. I nicked myself a couple of times, so I may be more careful. But in the world of safety bullshit today, you don't even get that opportunity. So that when shit goes wrong, it goes wrong real bad. You know, half these safety wankers today, it's, oh, I can't bloody have a couple of stubbies while you're working around power tools. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck what you say. This is why I enjoy doing shit at home, because I do it my way. Fuck your shit. Holy shit. I don't think my chook agrees with me. This is why we're going over everything. This is loose from factory. They're mass-produced drawers, so you've got to expect a few things like this. It's nothing to get mad about. You know, they're very well-priced drawer, so you've got to expect a few little flaws here and there. But that's why we go over everything and do what we do. Long-term quality is important, and from all reports from other people I know, they say they're good. So let's hope so. More Loctiting. I can tell you I went through a fair whack of Loctite in these drawers, so I expect that they'll stay solid. Now we don't lock this rail here or the rail here at the front because we may need to move these when we bolt them into the tray. So the wing kit, I've drilled these ones, so unfortunately these brackets don't come pre-drilled. So that one at the rear of the drawers is pretty simple because that hole there's pre-drilled. To go around the bolt, you've got to drill the other ones. So we've got that flush at the top, flush up the side. Now this one's the slots here face the front, it says, and there's 3 holes to line that up to, so I'll centre that as close as I can to the 3 holes and hope for the best. I mark underneath with a pencil, start with like a 3mm hole and the finish hole's a 6.5. I'll drill this one, see how it goes. So 1, 2, 3, and those 2 are fairly close to centre, and she's flush at the top, so let's see how it looks. Holes are marked and centre punched. So then the one with the big hole in it goes to the back. This one so that the slots to the front and the bolt holes to the back I've made them flush with that, like so. That way when the timber goes on top, it should match the height of the tops of the drawers as well. A little bit worried about these bolts going in this way, like that the sticking out bit there would hit the drawers, but it doesn't. I've just checked. So yeah, much better that way, so that if you got stuff in here and you put your hand in, you know, to grab something, you don't want the sharp edge sticking out of here. So all good, they can go in that way. I'm ready to bolt the wing brackets on and put the drawers in the back of the ute. I'm doing them up with a reasonably low setting on the drill, and then just adjust the tension by hand with my ratchet spanner. And yes, I've oxided these as well. Just give the tub a blowout, blower, and got the old battery holes, and we'll find the right grommet here. There's no more gaps, and we'll plug them up. Okay, it's time we start sliding the drawers in with the wing kit bracketry on. Alright, so the battery security problem I was having before, I think I've come up with an idea, but it'll come after the drawers are in. I put one drawer in, which doesn't really matter because the wing kit sticks out further, so we'll close this, which closes. And there's just a little bit of movement. I've decided I'm going to have it hard up, or firm, not hard, firm up against the tailgate. So I'll probably put some bloody fingers in the way. I'll put some packing, I think, down behind the drawers between the battery, probably a piece of rubber or something, just to protect the battery a little bit. So I've just measured from the top and where the mounting brackets are, it's going to be about there. So we're going to have to move them back to here somewhere. So for the point where I've mounted my drawers, it's about 200mm to here. We needed about 300. So hopefully we can make some holes line up and make this happen. Right, ready to start drilling. Now you can see the ribs. I'm going to line my holes up over the ribs. I'll start with a small pilot hole and finish with a 10mm is the size required for these bolts. 10mm hole. Same at the front or the back, depending on your perspective. But we'll drill these holes, 4 of them. I'll also add, we'll measure from the side to the drawers to make sure it's square. A little bit off won't matter at the moment because there is that lateral movement in those slots. But we'll get it pretty close, and then before we bolt it down, we'll measure twice, tighten them down, and start on the wings. So my 4 pilot holes are drilled. I'll get underneath and check underneath that they'll work okay. One thing's important when you're in this tight area is not to put too much weight on these tops. Here's okay because it's C-channel and it's strong, but these are only lightweight sheet metal pieces, pretty much pressed. If you stand on them, they will bend, so try not to do that. So I was bang on with that measurement, directly behind that brace, perfect. And the front ones, one up there by the exhaust, and the other one is right there. So we'll clear a fuel tank. It's not going to affect the brake lines there, and all is good. 1, 2, 3, and if we've drilled this correctly, like a glove, 4 bolts in, so go underneath, put some washers and nuts. I've got a big flat washer and the bolt, and we'll do the same from underneath. We'll do it up a little bit firm but not tight, do our measurements, and then we'll tighten him up. Another little touch I've done is where I've drilled the holes. I've just put a bit of touch-up paint in there just to cover any bare metal. I don't live by the salt, but I do plan on doing a little bit of coastal driving, so yeah, just going to put a bit of sticker flex around the holes as well to seal it up. That'll stop any wet weather driving and river crossing water from coming up and into the tub. We'll also put some sticker flex on the bolt from underneath that the washer can push up and seal it nicely too. That's how it looks when it's all tightened up. A sticker flexy, loctite gooey mess, but she's sealed, no doubt about it. There's no water going in my tub. Okay, at this point we have to put the drawers in because they've got stoppers on them, and if we put the tops on, we won't be able to get to the stoppers. So drawers in now. These are the holes for the stopper. We've just got to drill the carpet out for the stopper bolts to go through. So rubber stoppers, you can see that by the nuts, they go that way, so the nuts further away. I've put this rounded rubber bit at the back, so that the main part of the stopper is this bit here, and I think that'll work a treat. This was one of the more annoying fiddly jobs that needed to be done. Just fiddly, but we got there. The worst part here is you're working in around these sharp edges a lot, so make sure you got good safety boots and pants on like I do. I've finger tighted all my bolts in place so that when I drill them they don't strip. The countersunk ones there go in the top of the boards, and the dome tops go into the tie down points. At this point you can have the tie down points facing different directions, just make it suit your application. This is just a long drawn out process, but made a lot better having that drill. The drawers are in and functioning well, just the wing kit to go. So to do the wing kit, we need some cardboard templates. I don't think I've got any cardboard. Oh shit! Of course, the box that it came in, that's cardboard. Beautiful. Well, we've made our cardboard cutout, we've transferred that to the ply, cut the ply, cut the hole for the lock, and it's in place, looks good. I decided I would cut around the little indentation lips here, so now it's just time to carpet that and cut the back ones. We've just glued the carpet to the boards using Sally's quick grip and stuck the fridge on top of the boards to help with the gluing. To glue the edges, glue like that, and that way it gets the glue on both the carpet and the timber. Fold it over and staple it. Well, that's the drawers in, and fridge slide works. That latch is the one everyone talks about. It doesn't last very long. However, it looks okay, so we'll give it a chance. Everything's working as it should. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Whack the fridge on and see how that looks.